What is going on YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, and before I get into today's video all about Anthem, I want you to do one quick favor and subscribe. Come on, I worked so hard on that animation. You have to subscribe solely because I worked so hard on it, and you're gonna see it on every video for the entire month of February, so I hope you enjoy it. If not, too bad, so sad. I am no stranger to Anthem. I have talked a lot about this game. We're actually going to take a trip down memory lane in 3 separate videos that I did before we dive into today's news, just to give you guys my history and excitement with the game. First and foremost, I did a video way back in January of 2019, the world before COVID. And not a lot of views, but that's okay. Talked a lot about, I'm going to give myself a thumbs up, a lot about Anthem. And we said, you know, the demo is finally here. I talked about the performance. I talked about the ability to use your Xbox controller, your Elite controller, which, of course, as you guys always know, I have readily available because I play with it all the time. And I love the game. It felt great. The combat was fun. It was fresh. It was exciting. Not as exciting as this video. Look at this cute guy. The desk was actually over there. These pictures have since changed like 7 times. Used to be a pair of dueling Syndragosas with the Heroes of the Storm canvas mat. Now it's Sea of Thieves. My wife's desk was still there. Even the pictures behind me had changed. Wow, that was a major, major change. And I don't even know who that guy is. But let's hear just a little bit of what he has to say. What is going on YouTube? This is Jim back with another video.
That sound.
And I want to give you guys my initial impressions on Anthem. I've been playing it for the last week via Origin Premiere on the PC.
Remember that. You remember when Origin Premiere was a thing? Thank God that's over.
Some thoughts for you guys that I want to share today. But before I get into that, if you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments below.
I was always peddling for comments, even back in the day. Always asking for comments. Give me those comments. Give me that feedback. Didn't have a cool graphic like I do now.
While you're there, consider rating and subscribing. It definitely does help out my channel grow.
Yeah.
Whether it's a thumbs up if you like it, a thumbs down.
Oh, don't leave thumbs down.
Just let your opinion be known.
Spin it. Come on.
It does help shape what other content I want to do, and it helps my channel grow, which is very, very important to me. So with that,
I agree with
let's
that.
talk about Anthem.
What did you think?
I'm excited about this game since the day it was announced at E3. I've been fortunate enough to participate in many open and closed betas. And
we know this.
I have some thoughts I want to share with you guys. Now that the game is out in the world,
and
I'll play it. I have yet to beat the game, but I've logged about 35 hours at the time of this recording, so I feel as if I have enough opinion and I've seen enough of the game to kind of give you guys my initial impressions on it. And I have to tell you, they're very high.
There you go. Cut to the chase, Jim. 1 minute and 3 seconds, we finally find out I like the game. Now, here's the best one. I did do a little pre-gaming on this one, and I think you're going to laugh. This came out back in February of 2020. I think like right before COVID. Like, again, I will look normal. I don't look like a wolf. Let's go ahead and check this video out. Got the cool intro. That's a stylish intro.
I don't think Anthem was a horrible game when it came out.
Okay.
I actually liked the story that was presented.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best. It was okay.
That was okay.
But I quickly realized, as many other people did, after the game came out, there was nothing to do. So
that's right. That's the key. I quickly realized there was nothing to... That's a great frame to leave it on. I could take my headphones off so I don't have to listen to myself anymore. That's a great pose, because I want to tell you guys that the problem with Anthem is that it had no content. They clearly had no idea what the hell they were doing. As time went on, we found more and more out about the game. They didn't even know the name of the game until it was announced at E3. Pre-orders were going up. They didn't even know that they had a deadline. They had no end game cycle in place, and it showed. It really showed. And we'll say goodbye to this handsome man. Only 32 views. Come on, guys. 32 views. Anyways, enough of that. Here we are now. Present day. What is present day? February 8th, 2021. Really nothing exciting to report on Anthem at all, because nothing has happened. The roadmap came. The roadmap left. Developers came. Developers left. They've been pulled to other programs, other projects. Anthem has nothing, and I mean nothing, going on for it right now. It's in a really bad state. I would say most people think it's probably dead, and that's probably a pretty fair assessment because nobody plays it. And that's unfortunate, but you know, in a games as a service world, when you're competing against the likes of games like The Division 2, which I adore, or Destiny 2, which I used to adore, both games offer constant content drops, new missions, new dailies, new raids, new content, patches, expansions. In this case, The Division just did a crossover with Resident Evil. Cool stuff. It's going to get you back into the game. Anthem didn't have that, and unfortunately, I don't think BioWare knew what they were getting into when they released the game, although I thought the story was okay. It didn't really leave you hanging for more. I bet anybody who played the original game probably could not name one single character by name that they met. I bet you couldn't do it. You probably will remember those cool-ass moments being in a giant mech suit, running and jumping off a cliff and hitting your booster at the last second. You'll probably remember some of the phenomenal gunplay, and you may remember flying around, you know, really close to the water making like that V as you like splash down. And if you remember your jets, you had to cool off your jets. You had to fly under waterfalls and near water and stuff, and that was all really, really, really fun. I think that's what people will remember. People are not going to remember really anything else about the game, and it seems like Anthem hasn't either. And man, by the way, look at how good. You can still read the entire article and my pictures on the screen. That's pretty clever. It's almost like I prepared for this video. So Electronic Arts is going to hold a meeting this week to talk about the fate of Anthem. Apparently, they have started this exploratory team of about 30 executives, and they have what they want to make what they call Anthem Next. It's the latest version of Anthem. What could that be? Well, it probably would be some major DLC, obviously endgame content, and it probably would be a great starting point for new players as well as a re-entry point for older players. And a lot of people like myself who played a long time, grinded out all the really cool suits of armor for their particular javelin that they enjoyed, probably would say, hey, I don't want to start over again. Just let me get back in the action. But there's got to be some amazing world event, some big bad, something that's going to kind of force, you know, the heroes to kind of reinvigorate themselves and fight to the next big adventure. So this would take quite a bit of writing. BioWare is absolutely capable of this, though. BioWare does phenomenal storytelling, and I think they could find a way to make it exciting and get you back into the game, get you back in the action. And that's really what this game needs, is more to do, because there's no end game at all. And I mean like no end game. Like there's not even like fun dailies or anything. It's just like you beat the game, uninstall it. Just like we did with Origin Premiere. See you later, launcher. So basically, anyways, they say, hey, look, we had a group of 30 people. And by the way, I should point out this whole article over there. There we go. It was written by Jason Schreier at BLOOMBERG. He does phenomenal work. I will post a link to this article in the description below. So look down there, click the link. You can read it all for yourself because I'm not going to read all the words to you. But basically what it says is that this exploratory committee of about 30 or so people is going to be meeting and discussing with the big bads at the Electronic Art Executive Roundtable, where King Electronic Art will either give it a yay or a nay. There we go. There's the yay. There's the nay. And basically say, hey, good news, we're keeping you around, or bad news, GG's. My professional opinion as a gamer of my whole life, there's definitely some good in this game. I think the core mechanics are phenomenal. And I do distinctly remember flying around with my javelin. I do remember some of the fun, you know, getting these giant armor, you know, these giant like mortar strikes, because I played as the big dude. Quit hitting your microphone, Joe. I played as the big dude who just stood way in the back with like the big cannons, and I just dropped bombs on people, and it was so much fun. I would play that again. Give me something to do. Give me a new adventure. Give me something. But if they're going to do that, and if they're going to do that, you have to make it meaningful, and you have to really have a lot more than you even think you need to do, because people will chew through this content in minutes just to prove you wrong. EA, you listening to me? BioWare, you listening to what I'm saying? They're going to prove you wrong. They're going to say, look, we knew this game stunk. We knew Anthem was garbage. We knew Electronic Arts was soulless baby eaters. And look, here's proof. They released this Anthem Next game, and it sucks. We beat it in 6 minutes. It's still not worth your time. So if you want to continue this game, back to my professional opinion, if you want to continue this game, you better make it a good game that people want to play for a long time. And you better add a ton of content and meaningful objectives and a real roadmap, real content that people could sink their teeth into. I'm talking like new areas to explore, better crafting system, more NPCs, raids. Basically look at what everybody else has done and copy that, but put it in Anthem. So think of all the cool stuff you did in Destiny and in Destiny 2. And I would even argue, honestly, a game like No Man's Sky, which is actually referenced here, I think at the bottom of this article. Even Final Fantasy 14. These games came out and they sucked, like bad. And you know what? The developers kept throwing more and more content at them and made them good again. And that's what this has to happen. This has to happen for Anthem. You can't just release something, you're in or you're out. I mean, the fact that this is even coming up right now is kind of shocking. Realistically, they should have just never talked about this game again and abandoned it, which is really what they did already. But the fact that Jason was able to dig into this and find out that Electronic Arts legitimately is still thinking about actually trying to make this work is kind of shocking. Like, I mean, really, like okay, if you are one of these 30 people, right? The Anthem Next team, right? And you're like working on this game every day, like your morale has to be horrible. You have to go to work every day and be like, oh my God, I have to work on this game that nobody cares about. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if this? Oh, we don't have any money to do that? Oh, okay. Hey, well, wouldn't it be? Oh, we don't have any money? Okay. Well, let's do cool crossovers with other Electronic Arts property. Oh, we don't have the assets for that? Okay, never mind. Like, that's got to be the most just self-humiliating job. Like, poor dude or dudette, like, what the hell? I would not want to be working that's for sure. And I'm sure they have some good ideas. You know, people will dream of things. And honestly, you get that Iron Man vibe immediately. Who doesn't want to be Iron Man? Who doesn't want to have fun in a mech suit with your buddies? Who doesn't want to go get crafting materials? And who doesn't want to explore worlds and find treasures and do missions and have fun? I mean, if a game like Sea of Thieves can work, which came out to really no plot at all, a company like BioWare that's backed with just really smart storytellers and a really strong lineage of games that they have made, they can't figure this out, like, it's done, dude. Then just kill it. So that's my advice. You want my advice? That's my advice. If you're going to do it, you own it, you crush it. You can't charge anybody for it now because you basically have to hope that you have some really sweet DLC. I know people hate that word, but cosmetic skins or DLC or something to get your money back. No one will buy Anthem 2. No one will buy an expansion for Anthem. You're going to have to basically give it away for free, just like No Man's Sky did, just like Final Fantasy 14 did, just like Cyberpunk will probably have to do. You're going to hovel and beg and grovel on your knees and say, we're sorry, please forgive us. We want to do better. We want to do right by you guys, you know, and get people back into it. And then you can start having the paid stuff again. But, you know, releasing a game so long ago and doing nothing with it, and now suddenly coming out and trying to either get more money from people or to drum up excitement for the game, which has been dead forever, is probably not a very, very good idea at all. So those are my thoughts on Anthem.
I want to hear about yours. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I suspect, according to Jason Schreier, they will have an announcement by the end of the week. Doesn't mean they'll make it public. But I would be really surprised, knowing how EA works, if this game ever sees the recognition and the content that it deserves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.